Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Fantasy Cup showcasing another very powerful team featuring Kommo-O running Poison Jab. Not a lot of people realize this thing can learn Poison Jab, and we are running it in this meta to perhaps trap some fairies on the safe swap. And making a return from yesterday's team, we've got Guzzlord running an unconventional moveset, but very much effective in this Fantasy Cup meta. And Tapu Fini on the lead to round out the team a little bit. Tapu Fini, a staple of the Fantasy Cup meta, and is quite effective as per usual. Had to Kommo-O with Poison Jab on the safe swap is quite interesting, let's just say. But here we go. Tapu Fini lead on the mirror. If you're going to encounter a fairy such as Tapu Fini, this is right where you want to see it, right here. And we have very... we have raid IV, so we can sometimes win CMP tie. Grabbing an early shield, winning CMP tie in these specialty cup metas can be quite nice because it often forces the opponent to make the first shielding decision. They shield, so we return the shield, and we pivot into Poison Jab Kommo-O. And they're often a deer in headlights, not quite knowing what to do because they see dragon and think, I'm a fairy, I need to stay in. That close combat just doesn't quite KO. Hits like a truck, has stab, so it's really not that bad. Does tons of resisted damage on these fairies. But because it didn't KO, we have to shield. So now what we're going to look to do is get that shield back and get shields down. We are staring at an Alolan Sandslash, grabbing the shield with a Dragon Claw bait. And now they really need to throw, but they play to a CMP tie that they do not win. I don't blame them, but we're saying bye-bye to the A-Slash nonetheless. Kommo-O popping off. I don't blame them because Kommo-O is not something you see every day, and they come in with a Giratina, going for this Dragon Claw, doing big damage on the Giratina. Holy smokes, Kommo-O. A wrecking ball as they realize it's not going to happen, seeing a Guzzlord on their Giratina. Good game, well played to our opponent. Oh, I had a lot of fun and a lot of success with Poison Jab Kommo-O on this Fantasy Cup team. The whole team as a whole was quite effective. And here we go, positively coming in the form of Escavalier. We're going to be careful with our energy, as a lot of Escavalier trainers often have to catch, because Escavalier, not known for its bulk, we do tank a drill run, gonna be patient, and they do try to catch a surf onto a dragon type coming in the form of their own Guzzlord. And we're grabbing a shield because we exercise patience, and gonna bring Kommo-O here and onto this Guzzlord. Now, they led Escav. They have a Guzzlord in the back. They're running Sludge Bomb. This team is looking awfully familiar. It's looking like yesterday's team with their own Sludge Bomb, Snarl, Guzzlord here. So we were no shielding, making a hard team read that they did not have Dragon Claw, and they were running yesterday's team. So we just take it out with 2 Dragon Claws, not wanting to debuff ourselves, and now it is confirmed. They've got Galarian Weezing also in the back. This is yesterday's team, confirmed. Shouts to them checking out the channel. Just going to debuff ourselves by 2 stages to give them less farm. And we're not going to come in with Tapu Fini, because if you tuned in to yesterday's video, Weezing should be running Sludge. So we come in with Guzzlord to absorb that. Sludge, Brutal Swing, by the way. And they pivot back into the S-Cav. We come back in onto our Tapu Fini, shielding up their drill run, because that would be lights out for our Tapu Fini. And they do let the surf go. Water Gun takes them out. And now I think we let this go, and we should be fine with our Sludge Bomb Guzzler. But they're running Overheat, and they top left. They threw that just to show us. So they might have been running Brutal Swing Overheat as opposed to Brutal Swing Sludge, which is what I recommended yesterday. And unfortunately, it did not work out for them. Good game, well played. Oh, not only was this team a lot of fun, it was very effective and quite clutch in this Fantasy Cup meta. Here we go. Awful lead. That's a very negative lead coming in the form of Registeel. We pivot into our Kommo-O, and we're just going to go straight close combat in this matchup if they choose to play this out. grabbing an early shield, as that would do a metric ton of super effective damage. Of course, it would not KO. And now we will have to shield as we are severely compromised on our defense. Now, what we could have done was likely try and catch a Zap Cannon onto our Kommo-O, but we play it safe, go right into Kommo-O, and they meet us with a Tapu Fini here. Again, trapping these fairies with Poison Jab is not only quite satisfying, but proved to be a very nice strategy. They go right for the Moonblast to get the clean KO and hold on to Switch, which allows us to farm down with resisted water guns and get an energy lead on the Registeel, which will most likely, come back in here. They're thinking long and hard. They do come back in with the Reggie, and we've got a Surf here locked and loaded for this Registeel. And they do let that go, as that does laughable damage to Registeel. It's about as bulky as it gets. And now, going for another Surf. They are very close to a Zap Cannon. I wasn't feeling too confident at the time in catching it. So we do elect to let it go and put the hope and faith in the Guzzlord and the ones to perhaps pull off a miracle here. Not too many places for Guzzlord to go so far with this team. Had a Reggie, had a Fini. Who knows what they have lurking in the back. Going for the crunch, grabbing a shield. Not sure what they have lurking in the back, but we will return the shield as a Focus Blast would likely be lights out for us, and we do successfully shield that. Oh, and it's another Steel type coming in the form of A-Slash, one of the worst Steel types for Guzzlord to see. Oh my goodness, this is not looking too good. And it's a non-shadow, so they can tank the damage a lot more comfortably than the shadow would. Oh, this is not looking good, but we're in this for the long haul. Gonna really try our best here. Going for crunch number 2. It will not KO, and with Snarl, we will not be able to farm down. We need to land another crunch. We do survive another Ice Punch here. Yeah, it's looking pretty bleak here. We do survive this with a slither of HP. Gonna throw one more Snarl and then throw this crunch to take it out. I'm thinking we needed that extra Snarl to have that much of an energy lead, because I'm thinking they would be able to lock on down. We make it to the crunch. Holy smokes. Against impossible odds, Guzzlord says bye-bye to the Reggie to take it with 1 HP remaining. That was an impossible team, guys, but we hung in there and stuck it out and pulled it off in the end. Good game, well played. Oh, that one came down to the wire in the end. It was looking pretty bleak, but knowledge of matchups got it done in the end. Here we go, Giratina. Not as good for a fairy like Tapu Fini as you would like for it to be, as these Shadow Claws hit for neutral, have stab, and they really add up. The Shadow Sneaks also really add up, but we're going to look to bait this thing, as they're often weak to a Tapu Fini in the back and would like to take out the Fini with the Giratina. So we grab a shield, we pick up on that, and we're going to catch this next Shadow Sneak onto our safe swap Kommo-O. Gonna preserve Tapu Fini. Like I said, they often have Steel in the back. So Tapu Fini has play into some of the Steel types in the meta. And they're going to go for a Dragon Claw, sticking it out here a little bit, and they finally do pivot into their own Tapu Fini. So we're going to look to go for the back-to-back close combats. I'm glad they threw this here. They should have exercised a little bit more patience, because obviously that is resisted, and we do have the back-to-back. Yes, this is resisted damage, but it has stab and is an insanely powerful move. Going for close combat number 2, they let the first one go, and they will maybe let the second one go. They do, and the beauty of Poison Jab Kommo-O is we Poison Jab down. Flip and switch, I'm telling you. Poison Jab Kommo-O was so clutch. Now we control the alignment and can align our Dark type onto this Ghost type Giratina. But of course, it can fight back with these Dragon Claws. They need 3 to KO. We comfortably tank 2, so we will plan on letting the first 2 go, and we're going to fire off our first crunch here. Be interesting to see if they want to let this go. They do. And now I'm thinking maybe we can snarl down, but we might have to throw another crunch. I'm not sure where their energy is, but they make it easy for us and pivot into an Excadrill. So my team read was accurate. Saving that Tapu Fini was quite nice. We're just going to get what chip damage we can. We really wanted the shield because we knew that we were close to a surf, but they let that go knowing that they can tank it. So now we will pressure that final shield with the surf. And this is just about 99 sleep tight. These water guns are absolutely melting this little squishy mole known as Excadrill. They're not going to make it to another drill run in time. They go down to water gun and they top left as that Giratina was hanging on by a thread. I'm telling you, this team was coming in clutch, was quite effective in the Fantasy Cup. Good game, well played. So if you have access to these 3 Pokemon, I would definitely recommend giving it a try. It was not only a lot of fun, but got a lot of wins as well. And here we go, Giratina lead. Of course, we can hit this thing for super effective with the threat of Moonblast, but we're going to look to catch. I don't often recommend safe swapping Guzzlord, but I was experimenting a little bit with how to best play out the Giratina Origin lead, and we do successfully catch that Shadow Ball, and we draw out a Steelix. So this is good to draw out with Guzzlord. Safe swapping it was actually seemingly the play, although it is absolutely chunking away with these Dragon Tails. The reason why is because they triple resist Kommo-O's fast move pressure. And we are chipping away with our crunches here. It looks like they're going for a very ambitious farm down, which, again, not necessarily a bad idea, because they leave this matchup with maximum energy and minimal health for our Tapu Fini to farm. We're going to shield this out of caution. Earthquake has stab, would do quite a bit, but they bait us with a Psychic Fins. That's an insane play, holy smokes. Not only insane, but brutal for us, and they shield out the surf wanting to get off this Earthquake. Now we have to let it go. We don't want to go completely down on shields. It doesn't KO because Steelix doesn't hit particularly hard, and we will get a farm down. Oh, that was a very annoying and brutal bait for us, but I do imagine we get that, get a shield advantage with this Moonblast here. And we do, and now it's all up to Kommo-O. One of the downsides to running Poison Jab is the Giratina matchup can get a bit dicey. Of course, we can fight back with super effective Dragon Claws. We do shield up the first Shadow Ball, but they have loads of energy, and they will hit us with a Shadow Ball here. And they've got a Wheezing in the back. Holy smokes, this is not going to happen. We top left, and we're out of there. That team... very rough for us. Getting baited was not good either, but good game, well played to them. Oh, I've been having a lot of fun with this Fantasy Cup, thinking outside the box, thinking of different ways to hack the Fantasy Cup meta, and it has been a blast. And here we go, another Giratina lead coming in its altered form here. So I do often like to bait these Giratina alters because, like I said, they often have Steel in the back. It just makes perfect sense team building wise, but this time we decide to just go right for it, thinking that a lot of Giratinas get baited by Tapu Fini and they end up shielding it. So we're going to pivot into Kommo-O, grabbing an early shield advantage, and we draw out the Steel type that was hiding in the bag. It comes in the form of Escavalier. Gonna let this go. Kommo-O has very nice bulk, even if you don't have the best IVs as we do here, and we're just gonna look to get to the back-to-back close combats and really make them make a tough decision. Do they want to go completely down on shields or give us control of alignment? They let the first one go as they do survive, and now it's decision time for them. They let it go, giving us switch, which is amazing, because now we can align our Fini onto the second Steel type that was lurking in the back. It comes in the form of Berserker. And gonna let this go. I'm thinking Guzzlord up shields can do just fine up against the remainder of this team, and they foul play betas. So we're gonna go for the Surf Chip, and now it's all up to Guzzlord. I was thinking Guzzlord up a shield would do fine because with our dark typing, we are resisting the fast move pressure of both Giratina and that Berserker. And they throw a Shadow Sneak, likely very confused at the sight of Guzzlord, especially running a very unconventional moveset. Now they are throwing the right move. You don't often run into Guzzlord, and that is why we are running it. I'm sick and tired of seeing Giratina left and right on every single team. I had to put these Giratinas in check here, going for a crunch, doing big damage, big super effective damage, and now I'm going to commit to a Snarl down. We survive another Dragon Claw, no problem, and I want to get to back-to-back for that Berserker lurking. We do have the back-to-back here, so this is just about nighty-night, sleep tight. Grabbing the shield, they want to put up a fight on their way down. We throw with proper timing there, but this is a situation where timing does not matter. We're saying bye-bye to the Berserker, and because we threw with proper timing, we took an extra Shadow Claw. We probably would have gotten that Snarl down, but it's all beside the point. All we have to do is shield up this move, and they will go down to a resisted water gun. Oh, this team putting in the work, left, right, and center in the Fantasy Cup. You'll love to see it. Good game, well played. Oh, I never imagined how clutch Poison Jab Kommo-O would be on the safe swap. It was so clutch. And here we go. Tapu Fini, mirror matchup on the lead. We're just going to look to overload here, see if they want to throw first. They're not wanting to reveal who wins CMP ties, so we'll make the first move, make it easy for them, go for the Moon Blast. They make the first shielding decision by shielding. We're going to let this go just in case it's a bait. We do survive a Moon Blast. They do go right for it. So now we're going to pivot into our Kommo-O. And we draw out an Excadrill. So we're going to bait this squishy little mole here. They have to shield everything. And we're taking full advantage of that. Grabbing a shield with a resisted Dragon Claw. You love to see it. Gonna shield up this Drill Run because they will make it to 2 here. But we did grab that final shield, and we will let this second one go. Excadrill does hit like a truck, but we have very nice bulk. We survive that, and we've got the close combat to send this little squishy mole packing, guys. We have this. We're saying bye-bye to the Excadrill. And gonna be interesting to see if they come back in with the Fini to farm down. They do not. They come in with an S-Cap to get an early energy lead. Our Tapu Fini's hanging on by a thread, but we do have energy stored. So we're gonna get what chip damage we can in on this Excadrill with no shields. Doesn't quite KO, but it will put it essentially within crunch range for our Guzzlord here. They are dealing super effective fast move pressure, but we have one of the highest HP stats in the Ultra League format, maybe the highest. So we do withstand these super effective counters quite well. We're saying bye-bye to the Exca. And this is where Sludge Bomb comes in clutch in the Fantasy Cup for these zero shield scenarios when they have a fairy. Oh, it's so satisfying. Doing big damage to the Fini. Doesn't quite KO, but that Snarl will go through. All we have to do is shield this up, and the Tapu Fini goes down, courtesy of our Sludge Bomb. Guzzlord thinking outside the box, coming in clutch in the Fantasy Cup. Good game, well played. Oh, so glad I decided to think outside the box with Guzzlord in this meta. It comes in so clutch for these Giratinas that are on every single team. So speaking of, that is exactly what we have here. So they often play to the CMP. So we're going to take advantage of that, recognizing very common play patterns and catch that resisted damage on our Guzzlord. And we draw out a Tapu Fini. Again, as we saw in that previous battle, this is where Sludge Bomb comes in super clutch. Because with Tapu Fini, unlike other fairies, we're resisting this fast move pressure. So seeing how much damage that Sludge Bomb did, I think I can make a play for Switch because they have to land a Moon Blast and they often get super antsy and go right for it. Blow all that energy when shields are up, and we're going for another Sludge Bomb, taking out the Tapu Fini, flip and switch with our unconventional Guzzlord. You love to see it. They now come in with a Melmetal, and this is looking really good. Guzzlord about to pop off in the Fantasy Cup, getting a defense drop with the crunch. And they're going to have to throw superpower to take us out, and we're fine with that. We took out the Tapu Fini. They go for a rock slide, allowing us to hang in here and terrorize its existence, going for yet another crunch. Oh, with the defense drop that nearly takes it out, and they pivot back into the Giratina. Holy smokes. I know this is a Kommo-O feature, but Guzzlord is absolutely taking over this battle, grabbing the shield, evening things up. We've got energy stored, and Giratina is essentially their final Pokemon remaining. Gonna bait with a Surf. Very safe bait there, grabbing the shield. And I was feeling super good. These Giratinas love to bait. We're calling that bait successfully. But they get the boost, but I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter. We shield this up, and even with that boost, this is not the Master League. This is Ultra, where it is considerably less bulky, so I was quite confident that this Moonblast with Stab would allow us to say bye-bye to the Giratina. And that Melmetal's hanging on by a thread. They top left. It was not going to happen. Kommo-O did not even see the field. Tapu Fini and Sludge Bomb Guzzlord going 2v3 to finish strong. Holy smokes. Good game, well played to our opponent. And that is the team, my friends. So I wanted to have some fun. I realized and remembered, I almost forgot that Kommo-O learns Poison Jab, and I was thinking that might be a solid safe swap to trap some fairies that might be lurking in the back. It can still get to its charge moves at a relative rate, which isn't so bad. You don't want to be running dragon-type moves in a meta where 66% of the meta resist dragon-type damage. Not a good idea. So it forces you to think outside the box, and my goodness, that has been proving to be quite effective and a whole lot of fun. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.